Hello everybody, it is the Last Raider. We are back with another video. And today, oh boy. Today we get this sheer nuclear take because there's a sequel to the Sonic movie coming out. And we have this sequel for one reason and one reason only. Because the first movie did so goddamn well. Okay? The first movie did amazing. The new sequel is coming out. Hopefully it's going to be awesome. But this has inspired some sheer nuclear takes from lefties. And today this one was so bad that it requires me to respond to it. Because this person's one of the new Star Wars people that think the sequel trilogy is so wonderful and so great and that everything else needs to probably be gotten rid of. But here we go. Alden Diaz.
I've said this before, and I'll say it again. It started before that 4-hour subscription sales tactic. This billboard buyer's entitlement was cemented with Sonic. I don't care one bit how bad the first design looked. They should have kept it. They gave to the whiny mob.
Really? Let's look at this here for a second, shall we? Let's look at this. On the left here, you have the original Sonic the Hedgehog that even the people that were, even the creatives that were working on Sonic the Hedgehog who were actual fans hated. The guy that originally created Sonic the Hedgehog hated, and the fans hated. And only the corporate people for a moment thought, oh, this is a great idea, until they saw all the fucking backlash that came from it. And mind you, here's the thing, nobody threatened Paramount. Nobody sent death threats, nobody did anything stupid. They simply told Paramount, you fucked up, we're taking our money and going somewhere else. And Paramount was like, whoa, now hang on, we'll give you this Sonic in the right over here, okay? We'll give you this better Sonic, how does that sound? I would almost bet that the creatives, they knew this one was going to fuck up, and they done had the new Sonic already ready, because they were like, yeah, we need to figure out how to fix this. Well, we've got a new Sonic, should we put this out there on the test screen to see what the audience think? Overwhelming happiness, okay? Overwhelming happiness. People suddenly started throwing money at Paramount. Paramount's like, oh my God, people are throwing money at us. Why, there are fans out there. Sonic has fans. Yes, Sonic has fans. Sonic has some really weird people in Sonic fandom, but damn, they will put their money where their mouth is. That's why Paramount caved to the fans, you moron. But this nuclear take continues.
Creators should have a right to a weird, undercooked blue hedgehog with human teeth.
That will not sell, mind you. Let's be frank, it wasn't gonna sell.
And they should have the right to kill whichever characters they please. Fans like to complain about stuff made by committee, and then in the same breath they try to become the deciding voters.
No, here's the thing. They can become the deciding voters because they can actually put asses in theater seats. This is where you woke morons fuck up. Because you have this weird idea of capitalism. That people are going to buy whatever you put out there no matter what. Because capitalism says they will. And that's not how capitalism works. That's not how the human mind works. This is, mind you, this is the very same group of people that come out there and think they can just pass a law. And they can solve all the problems by just passing laws. They don't consider the fact that people are independently thinking individuals, or an animal that can think. They can lie. They can, to quote, what's his name, the rich guy from Rat Race. Imagine a race with horses that can think and steal, lie, and play dirty. It's the gambling experience of a lifetime. Yes, that's the truth. People are not horses. They don't just run down the track. They cheat. They lie, they steal, they think. And that's the problem with you NPC morons. Y'all don't think. You want to sit there and say, oh, these people want to decide and act like voters. No, they can decide. Because they can think. They have free will. And they have money. And when a bunch of them say, we're not going to spend money on what should be an instantaneous success, well, you know, here's the thing. I think Paramount probably looked at Star Wars, Terminator. Oh, what else? Batwoman, Supergirl, The Last of Us Part 2, and probably in most of Marvel and DC comics that are doing nowadays, and said, you know, we really would like some money. Let's just see what happens if we don't do this woke bullshit. And you know what? When it comes down to it, look, see, this is what I'm saying though. When it comes down to the wire, y'all can sit there, y'all make all the promises in the world on the left. You make promises of, oh my God, you know, there's so many people out there. Your fans are toxic. Your fans are literally Hitler. And people are running away. And you make these promises that not everyone is like this. That there's this vast majority of fans out there that aren't buying your entertainment because they're not homophobes, because they're not literally Hitler. And if this company stops being what you consider literally Hitler, which is anything you don't agree with, mind you, is what you call Nazism, then these wonderful fans, they'll just come running to you and throwing all this money, and it never happens. But when Paramount listens to the actual fans have votes. The actual fans have money. The actual fans can provide a monetary value that you cannot. And they're starting to realize it. The amount of failures, the amount of shit that you guys have produced in failed movies, in failed video games, in failed TV shows, in failed comic books, and in failed book series. I'm looking at you, High Republic. The amount of shit that has failed has become so high and so rotted that nobody can ignore it anymore. There'll be some holdouts, no doubt, but it is quickly going against the woke agenda. These companies are looking at this saying, oh, fuck me, man. Look at all this failure over here. We have got to do something. We've got to build a wall of success to hide all this failure. And that's what they're doing right now. They're building up. They're listening to the fans. The fans, here's the thing. Anything that you promise a company is theory. Anything promised by the Sonic fans is fact. To quote the bad guy, to quote the mob boss in Firefly, the reputation is solid. It is unwavering. When the Sonic fans come in and they say, we will put asses in seats for good Sonic the Hedgehog, that word is solid. The money is in the bank. Y'all's check bounces every time. Continuing on. I hope creators start making more and more controversial choices. That's the problem right there, controversy. Okay? That is the entire problem here. Because you cannot be controversial without being problematic or insensitive. And you say, I don't mean problematic or insensitive ones, but I want a revolutionary era of bonkers, wild, out of left field shit. Constant subversion just to teach people a lesson. Well, here's the thing. Do you know what makes better sense business-wise? Businesses survive. I actually have to explain this right now because apparently this retard doesn't understand it. Let me explain this to you just in case you end up getting this far in the video, Diaz. Capitalism does not work with mindless people. Capitalism works by either solving a problem or creating something that people actually want. Keyword, want. You are either providing a need or a want. Those are the two things you have to worry about with capitalism. On the creative aspect, you're dealing with want. And creating content or creating a product that is a want by people is much more difficult than creating a need. Because with a need, it's like indoor plumbing, okay? People don't like walking out there in negative 4-degree temperatures and trying to take a piss. But you put the bathroom inside. You provide a system that takes the crap and just takes it right out of the house almost instantaneously, and it's clean and it's sanitary. That's a need. Guess what? You can make a pretty decent amount of money with a need. But you take something like Star Wars, when George Lucas, not the new trilogy, I'm talking about the original OG trilogy. He comes out there. Do people need Star Wars? No. Do people like Star Wars? Yes. Do people want Star Wars? Yes. It's not an addiction. It is just they love the story of Luke Skywalker and Anakin Skywalker. You have so many facets in that show that come together and work just perfectly in 3 perfect movies, in my opinion. There's almost nothing wrong with Star Wars, in my opinion, the original trilogy. It is a very well-written story. The only problem I have with the prequel trilogy is it probably should have come before the original trilogy. I have to, but we did not have the technology to do that at the time. I still like the sequel trilogy because I think it's just as important. Or not the sequel trilogy. I like the prequel trilogy because I consider it just as important as the OG trilogy because it satisfies a whole lot of deals. It makes Darth Vader's character that much more interesting. Darth Vader is one of my favorite characters because of his arc. You see a man go from the greatest highs to the absolute lowest point and then have an ultimate moment of redemption. People love this. They love seeing someone rise to the occasion. That's why we have sports. That's why we have entertainment as it is. That's why Americans like to root for the underdog, because if the underdog wins, I'll tell you, one of the best sports movies ever made. Promise you, it's one of the greatest sports movies ever made. It's not the Titans. It's not some basketball show. It's about a Jamaican bobsled team. Because they are these guys don't live anywhere near ice. You watch them go through as they're trying to get used to the cold. You see them as they're trying to set up everything. And at the very end, they still cross that finish line. Why? Because they're the underdogs. They're not supposed to win. They're not even supposed to compete. They're not even supposed to finish. That one moment in the series where the commentators are saying, where did these guys come from? And everybody in a small town in Jamaica are watching on this tiny ass little TV and they go, Jamaica! They're the underdogs. We like to see people rise. We don't like to see people who are already at the top, who already have everything. We don't like to be preached to. Entertainment should not be preachy. Entertainment should not be so political that it irritates the audience and makes them walk away. Entertainment should not be so subversive that it destroys the immersion of the audience. The point of entertainment is for someone to get away from the real world and disappear. For a few simple moments, entertainment provides that one commodity that nothing else can provide, and that is peace of mind. It's that one moment where people can just stop, check out of the world for a moment. You forget about bills. You forget about everything. You sit down and you watch a story about a father and a son who's desperately trying to save his dad. And a father who hasn't totally gone completely over, and you think that he's beyond help, yet somehow in the very end, for the sake of his only son, he up and comes back. He ends up fulfilling his destiny. That is the difference here. With Sonic the Hedgehog, people like Sonic because Sonic is the underdog. Dr. Robotnik in the comic books, if you ever read the original comic books, in the comic books, Dr. Robotnik wanted to make an army of NPCs. And just like you, Eldon, the only thing standing in his way is a tiny blue badass of a hedgehog. Anyway, folks, I am the Last Raider. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed this. And as always, stay safe, stay frosty. See you guys in the next video. Bye-bye now.